Good afternoon. It's Erica of Airbo Arts, and it's time for the Sunday demo. I will let people gather. I'm going to have some water, and then we'll get bat making. So I'm getting ready for tonight. The Fall is Coming bat sale is tonight. I'm still making some bats for it. Of course, I didn't get as many made as I'd hoped to make. That often happens. But we'll have what I have. So, the bat I'm going to be making now is going to be some Falkland. It's from Create Yarn Works. It's this great. It's actually half of a braid. The other half was very oranges and browns, and I use that in a different bat. This is much more, it's got a little bit of red and orange, but into this sort of almost purpley wine color. Okay. So I got two sort of halves of that with bits of orange. To draw that orange out, I have a little bit of orange bio nylon, that's in carrot. I also have this color of bamboo. It's called Fire Agate. It's sort of this, it's like red and orange and coral all together. Can't sort of figure out how to describe that. So that's there. I got a little bit of black bio nylon because I think I need that to pop it a bit. Okay. There's a little bit of Firestar from Cat. Terramia, and it's probably going to have silk noil on it because there's a lot of silk noil on Sebastian right now. I've switched back to Sebastian for a bit, and I may continue to use Sebastian until I can drill another hole into the Fancy Kitty, which I really got to pick a name for her, right? But what I'm finding is with the Fancy Kitty has just one clamp sort of like on this side right here. And it ends up pivoting a bit, and I don't like that because the cart is in many ways lighter and more movable than the little table is. So I move back to Sebastian. Okay? And you'll be very happy to hear, is I think I've fixed the squeak. We were having that creaky noise. He's a lot more quiet now. So let me get you set up. I want to remind you that the bat sale is tonight at... Hello, Barbara. Tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Yes, look at the pile of stuff. Yeah, that's like bags for me to use things, and then the other bags right back there are actually bats for me to spin or felt. I just need a better place to put them. So listen, isn't that a lot more quiet? There's a little squeak, but not too much. So very happy about that. So I've been, I think what I'm going to do, let's see, we'll start on this end here. Some very nice Falkland from Create Yarn Works. It's a little puffy in places, so I'm going to sort of pull it out. I had wanted to make like 40 or something bats. I didn't get that many made. But it'll be whatever I have. See how much more quiet? There's a little noise, but it's not too bad. So, there's that. Let's put a little bit more here. Now, I will say, even though I'm going to make this bat with silk noil, I will have bats without silk noil available. It's a little thick there. Who else is joining us? Hello, Joanne. Oh, for someone from Tennessee. Far a few. Well, actually, Barbara's from Oregon, so yeah. Okay, so let's pull out our colors. I did have like a red listed as Bordeaux, and then I just decided it was too red. I've decided that's actually a color I'm not going to get, because anytime I put it in something, it ends up looking like steak. And that's just not the look I'm going for. So, because the bamboo is light, we're just going to paint that on there. Because I think that orange, it's like a spicy orange, works okay with that sort of that wine color. Okay, let's see how this carrot looks. It might be too bright. I actually have another orange of this that's called tangerine, but that's even like a brighter orange. This at least has more depth to it. So, hello, Jean. So this gives us it's a different orange than the bamboo. So it should give us a little more depth. Plus, that's a good orange as well. Okay, now let's see how the black looks. I've still been waiting to get another little rolling rack for all of my goodies, but it's still temporarily out of stock on Amazon. So, what do you think? I like the way the black looks. I do. Okay, now I don't have very much of this. So, originally I had pulled out, do I still have it here? I had pulled out this, but this is too, that's mulberry. That's way too pink. This at least is sort of in the family. So I'm just going to like take little bits of it so I don't use it all up before the end. So it is pinky, but I think it's going to pick up this. This is not a shy bat, though. Maybe that's what I'll just call it. Not a shy bat. Okay, next layer. Oh, no. Well, here's the question. Do we want silk noil or not? I'm kind of thinking no silk noil. I kind of like it. I think the white would detract from all the other colors. I think we're going to skip the silk noil. There might be a little bit of contamination on there, which I'll just have to write on the label. But I'm thinking no silk noil on this one. Like this little piece right here. We will get off and put over here. Okay, so let's get this out like this. Sort of got my little tweezers. I can so go silk noil, go away, silk noil, go away. I don't see any other. Let's see if I can read any more comments. You like this? Yes. I could call it flamboyant. I don't think I've used flamboyant before. Okay, yeah, we can do flamboyant. Okay, let's do this. Use this one first. Yeah, I've been, August is always, I always call it the August doldrums. I mean, even when I was teaching, August was sort of a hard month for me. The ADD seems to be strong during this month. Let's just put it that way. Very easily distracted by things. You know, sometimes they're fiber arts things and they're good, and sometimes they're not. I've fallen down a mini camper hole. I don't camp. But I keep thinking, you know, you could do that instead of paying for hotel rooms when you do festivals. And I'm like, it's not in the budget for several years, but look at them anyways. Yes, that's sort of how the ADD brain has been lately. There we go. Just a touch of Firestone, not a lot. No, this is actually this is the old drum carder. I was using the new drum carder. And then I switched, because I was having a little trouble. There's one clamp that's sort of right here on the Fancy Kitty. Sebastian has a clamp here and a clamp here, and it's much more stable. And so until I can perform surgery on the Fancy Kitty, I think this week I'll try and do the naming poll, taking everybody's suggestions, all those great suggestions Jean made and some people in Watha made. I think at that point, until I can drill another hole in her, and I think I also want to, she's just sort of right down here. I think it's a she. This is the feed tray, which is just sort of a piece of plywood. But I think I need to either oil it or polyurethane or something. It feels a little rough. And so fiber's getting a tiny bit snagged. So I'm just going to get that back on there. I'm getting a little bit snagged, and so I want to do something about that. So I just pulled Sebastian back out. One of the things I did discover, however, is on the new cart. So the spot, I thought I would just put her in the space where Sebastian had been, which is the shelf below here. It turns out both the handle for her, because Sebastian's handle folds, handle for her sticks out a lot, plus the clamp is down below. It's down below the thing, it doesn't swing up. And so I can't get it on the shelf. I think if I take the clamp off, I think I'll be able to get it in on the shelf and maybe take the handle off or something. So I also see there's another big comment. Of course you want an e-spinner. Everybody wants an e-spinner. I like e-spinners. I've got 2 of them. How many do I use regularly? None of them. I'm trying to be better about that, though. Maybe that'll be one of my goals for September, is to use the e-spinners more. Oh, yeah. This fire agate bamboo color works really well with this particular layer. Yeah, I got so distracted by the sort of the mini camper thing that I went and joined some forums on Facebook, and then I'm looking at how people set theirs up, and I'm watching YouTube videos, and I'm like, go make bats. Go make bats. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely Flamboyant Jean. I think that's a great name for this. Okay. Now I think the rest are going to be more, next layers will be more purpley. Eloise is sleeping out in the hallway. My neighbor's guests have left, so she's not disturbing anyone anywhere. She also stopped trying to knock on their door. Since there was a toddler staying there, she wanted the toddler to come out and play. And I'm like, no. And then she tried and break in. I'm like, you don't live there. You can't go in there. Oops. Oh, we got a little bit of something else for you. There we go. Always got to be careful what you lean on the feed tray. Let's see how we're doing. If you hear a little jiggling noise, it's the hackle Spike, who's down on the next layer. He's got that wooden top, and every time I sort of jiggle the tray, the cart, the top sort of jiggles a bit. so I'll have the art bats tonight. I'll have a few single breed series, though I don't think I have anything new since late July. I don't think I've made any since. I made some for Fiber U. I haven't made any more since then. I got some fiber set aside to make some. I don't think I'm going to add. Just like a little bit of black does it. You don't need a lot. I'm hoping you can see okay. The sun is super bright today. But I can already tell that, we're getting further and further away from June, because June, the sun is almost literally right here, and it's already moved way back in that direction. So the sun is moving further and further south. Okay. Just feel that. Yeah. I think the no silk noir was a good idea. Okay. This one got a little messy when I pulled it apart. Already feeling really full. Let's see. We get at least one more layer on. So next month, a bunch of the big shows, their applications open up. So I'm hoping to be able to apply to Estes Wool Market, which is in Estes Park, Colorado. I hold that I think it's the second weekend in June. And Shepherd's Harvest, which is up in Minnesota. It's always Mother's Day weekend. Those are the big ones that I want to get in. I keep forgetting to do my Midwest Fiber Festival application. Got to get that one done. Might do that tonight after the show. I've sent in my one for Ileana, so hopefully I'll be accepted into that one. So we may not use this last bit here. We'll see how much room we have. And I still haven't decided about Convergence. Convergence is the week before the 20th of the 20th and 21st, or whatever that Friday Saturday is, of July in 2024. That is Fiber U. The week before that is Convergence, which is in Wichita, Kansas. Maybe I think I can fit this. I would like to apply, but it's like $700 plus all the other things you have to register for and stuff like that. I think it would be good for my business to do it. I'm just not sure I can make the budget work. Got a little more room over here, so let's put the last of this over here. Maybe we'll do it in pieces. But for next year, I've already paid for. Let's see. Actually, well, for this year coming up still, my guild has a sale. I'm doing September Wafa, which is really the way September works is really weird. So, like it's like the 22nd, 23rd for Wafa, and my guild is on the 30th of September and 1st of October has its sale, an open house. Let's check thickness. I think there's still enough room over here. And then I start getting my dates confused. I'm still waiting to hear back from the Southern Indiana Fiber Festival. There were some issues. I think they had some change of volunteers, and so they'd sort of someone had gotten a hold of me to get my email, and then I haven't heard anything since then. So we'll see what happens with that. Now I've just put the bamboo on. The bamboo's slippery, and so the bio nylon sticks better, and so I'm making sure that the bamboo gets on before the bio nylon. A little bit more of this carrot over here. So I'm not sure if I have 1 or 2 shows in October, because the other one is it's the Fiber Arts Guild of the Lakes, which is in the Ozarks. I got encouraged to apply to this. It's in Camden Town, Missouri. But when I was at Fiber U, they had people coming around encouraging vendors to apply, and I applied, and several other vendors who were from Missouri said it's a really good show. You get all the people who are vacationing at Lake of the Ozarks and all that. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And then in November, I have Western Illinois Fiber Festival, which occurred for the first time back in March. It was such a success that she's decided not only to make it annual, she's going to do it twice a year. So the first weekend in November, I'll be back in Macomb, Illinois, and then I'm deciding if I want to apply for Waterloo Center for the Arts Holiday Arts Festival is the second weekend. I haven't decided if I want to do that one yet. I did okay, but it wasn't great last time. And then the third weekend is Threads and Fiber in Des Moines. I've already paid for that one. I've already paid for Macomb, too. And that might be it. I'm not sure if the Thieves Market down in Coralville has closed its application. I haven't looked yet. It's one of the things of getting distracted. You don't get the other things done. But for next year, I have already paid for, let's see what I've already paid for. I've already paid for Hoosier Hills at the beginning of June. I've already paid for Fiber U in July, which is the week after Convergence if I decide to do Convergence. I can't remember if I've paid for something else. But I have agreed to do Front Range Fiber Arts Bash again in Colorado. So that would be the last weekend in July. July would be very, very busy for me if I did Convergence. Because it would be like Convergence in Kansas and then go to Missouri and then go to Colorado. And then I'd be like, let's take a vacation, which I could do in Colorado. Okay, got a little sticking right here. Oh, so it's time to start guessing how much this weighs. Sorry, I've been too chatty. I would like to do, so make a guess as how much this weighs, and whoever gets closest gets little emoji trophies and bragging rights. Though next year is also the year that I want to apply to Michigan Fiber Festival and Wisconsin Sheep and Wool. Those are always my sort of two biggies. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Hopefully the sun's not bleaching this out too much. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to step off camera and fluff and fold. If you would like to keep guessing how much you think this weighs, I actually have to take 1 second though and make sure I don't have any silk noil on my towel, because I was folding other bats that had silk noil on them, and it's a textured thing. Also taking the opportunity to pluck out any bits of silk noil that were on the drum that transferred to the back here. This is a nice sized bat. Okay. Let's see. I like the way the orange pops in that. Okay, that side's not quite as pretty, but that side's really pretty. Okay, so let's get out the scale. Oh, I only got 2 guesses. Keep guessing. Keep guessing. Carol, if you're here, you know you're guessing 2.57. Okay, gotta tear that out. That didn't work. Let's try this again. And drum roll, please. Get my pen. 2.68. Anybody even get close? 2.5, Barbara. 2. Gina, I can't see what you wrote. Did you put 8.9? So 6.8. You're 20 off. So it looks like Barbara's closest. Hey, Barbara, congratulations. Okay, so we're calling this flamboyant, correct? Okay, which I may have spelled properly. Who knows? Okay, we're going to see if I can make out make a couple more bats. We'll see. I may also just end up sitting on the sofa. It is what it is. Okay, but this is the end of the month. This is the mortgage show, okay? So my utilities are already paid for, so I just need to pay the mortgage. But and also I'm working towards another order of clothing. The jumpsuits have been very popular, particularly since Teddy of Small Acre Farm, Timber and Twine. I put a big picture of Wafa wearing one of my jumpsuits, and I can't tell you how many messages I've gotten about, oh, tell me about your jumpsuits. I'm like, I have 2 left right now, and they're in small sizes. But if anyone's interested, I do have a small and a medium left, both in greens. So I'm hoping to do another order of those to have for shows at the end of September, those September, October, November shows as well. Because they're great, because you can wear a long sleeve waffle thermal shirt under there. That would be really comfy. Little big socks that you've knit yourself with boots. That would be really good. Okay, so I will get this labeled up and in a bag, and I will see everybody in 3.5 hours. Okay? And if you can't make it tonight, as usual, I'll put up a photo of what's left on the rack, so you can feel free to shop afterwards. I don't really do an album, but if there's a lot left, I'll do individual posts. But usually I just put up a photo of what's left on the rack, and people say, 2nd row, 2nd from the right. What is it? How much is it? So, okay, I wish you all a very pleasant day. I'm going to go drink some tea and water, and then make some more bats. Okay? Take care, and I'll see you tonight.